Louder!
And it's time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
What is up, Gorehounds? And welcome to the Gore N More podcast. I am your not-so-mean, Fluffmaster Supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in. However, I can't bring this shit show in alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies. Starting off with that Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
And that Meat Mountain, that Killing Machine himself, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Good evening, fuckers.
And, of course, we are missing our beloved Scuba Steve, but that motherfucker threw his back out because we old. And, so...
Yeah, he threw his back out. He threw his back out humping our moms.
You know what? I really hope that's how he went down, man, because that's an honorable way to do it. Now, the poor motherfucker hurt a sciatic. I've been there. Sucks. Hope he's working it out. Mel, take care of him.
Oh, he's in the chat right now. So
is he?
yeah,
There he is.
There he is. Yeah.
What's up, Scoobs? Hope your back's feeling better. I'm sure it's probably not feeling great right now.
Gotta get that massage gun out, dude. Fucking have one of the kids or Mel do some work.
Get some
fucking
icy hot on that bitch.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, it sucks, dude. Trying to get that stretch and shit.
And a good blowjob too just brings the pain away.
Yeah.
Good distraction.
Today is February 13th. Hey, 2023. And well, we have a fun episode today.
Ben said he threw his back out carrying the show.
Fucking right.
I was going to make that joke earlier. It's great that he did that.
Nice. And well, we are continuing our year-long journey into the Friday the 13th series. And we are on the second run right now. And well, I'm ready to fucking talk about it, but we can't do that just yet.
No.
Because we have to talk about what the fuck we did last weekend. And because, what up, Brody? Because our beloved Scoobs is out, we're going to pull in Variant Scoobs.
Yeah, I love Variant Scoobs.
Where is
Get
he?
cheesy. Get cheesy with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your
No, I fucking want pizza.
I was
I could have just had pizza, and that would still make me hungry for it.
Right.
all I see is this stretch of cheese. It's just like, oh.
It's a good stretch, dude. It's a good stretch.
That's how you know it's good cheese on a pizza. It's got a stretch.
That's that good mozzarella.
Yes, that's the good mutts.
Chad Daddy, start us off, buddy. How was your weekend, man?
It was not too bad. Last Tuesday, I had my colonoscopy, which I haven't heard anything back yet from. So, no news is good news, right?
Yeah, I was saying no news is always good news.
They'd carve it with bad news. So, waiting on the results for that. So last week, I was really bored, and I said, fuck it, man. I sat through and watched all the Ghostbusters movies again, all three of them.
Yeah.
It says 2016 doesn't count.
I would not throw it in the trilogy, but I definitely would throw it after Afterlife. Like
I was wearing my Ghostbusters shirt to the bowling alley Saturday when we took the kids bowling, and one of the guys there, I don't know if he's Cohen or whatever, and we were talking about Ghostbusters, and I was saying, I watched all three of them. I said, I ignore the 2016 one with all the women. He's like, yeah, it's just not good. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's not awful, but it's not funny.
Yeah, it's not right. And everybody's just like, oh, that's because you're sick. No, man. It's not the same humor as Ghostbusters.
The comedy didn't work for me. I sat through half of it.
Ghostbusters is not slapstick.
Yeah.
And if anybody thinks it's slapstick,
it's not.
Missed it completely. Yeah. It's dry ass fucking just humor, dude. It's
exactly.
It's dirty dick jokes and you know what I mean? Like and it's dirty dick jokes and dry ass motherfucking humor, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You can bring in queef jokes. I'm not saying you can't. You know what I mean? So many people were like violated by that. I'm like, I actually kind of giggled at that. I'm not gonna fucking lie.
But it just didn't have the flavor that was needed.
But you know what it is? That's just like, and we're this is kind of like a weird. You got to take it with the SNL cast, man. Each Ghostbusters group has been an SNL group, but you got to look at the time period of it. You know what I mean, dude? Like no era of SNL is the same as a prior era.
No,
by any means.
No,
and everybody
because...
only likes the era that they first watched when they grew up.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, 91 to 97 cast. What up?
Oh, dude, Phil Hartman, Dana Carvey, when Adam
Good old
Sandler
days,
and
man.
those guys came in. That was good stuff. But we're not here to talk about that.
No.
And again, I just gotta say it, and since I brought it up in the chat, fucking Afterlife, Egon's ghost still makes me tear up every goddamn time.
It's because they did it well.
And another movie I watched was Body Snatchers. It was the first time I saw that. That was
70s or
version.
50s?
90s.
Oh, the 90s remake of it.
Yeah, the one that takes place in a military
remake?
base. Yeah, it takes place in a military base, and it's actually surprisingly good.
It's
a lot
just
better than I
called
was
Body
thinking.
Snatchers.
It's just called Body Snatchers. It's on.
I remember
it's on Screambox right now. I don't know where else you could watch it.
I remember
nice,
the ending of that. It was very
Yeah.
very atmospheric.
Mhm.
That movie. It was very atmospheric.
Interesting. Okay.
So, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I really enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. It has Meg Tilly, Jennifer Tilly's sister.
Oh. Always loved the 78.
Oh, that okay. You know what? I think I have seen this.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
the one.
probably have.
It's the one that has.
Long
It was the one
time.
that has that famous line, where she says, "Where you gonna go? Where you gonna run? Where you gonna hide? Nowhere, because there's no one
recognize
like you left."
I recognize the cover insanely.
Oh, that covers
Yeah.
iconic for that
It's
time.
one of the
time
it's
it's
one
yeah.
of the best ones.
It's more the print than anything. It's like the printing of the wording than the actual cut box art. It's weird.
Yeah, Brody even likes it. There you go. Thanks, Brody. Thanks for
You
jumping
will
on
have
the
to throw it
bandwagon.
in there, dude.
It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. But aside from that, took the kids bowling Saturday, which is our usual Saturday thing. Played some Ghostbusters. Pretty chill weekend. Enjoying the nice weather. It's warm right now.
It is. It's
Yeah.
It's trying for here
Yeah.
at least.
But then it's going to drop back down, and so enjoy
Yeah,
all that.
that's
It's February. We didn't get it. Oh, and by the way, happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Tomorrow's
yes.
Valentine's Day. Don't
Yes.
want to
Really
keep saying that.
Valentine's.
But that makes today Tuesday the 13th,
it does.
which is why I put this on here. But I've rambled on long enough. Bobby, what about you, brother?
Let's see. So, me and my girlfriend actually celebrated Valentine's Day early. We actually did it this weekend
Nice.
because, listen, we like the traditional, go out to dinner and do all the cutesy things. But what did we do is we went to Field of Screams out in Mountville, Pennsylvania, and they had a little Valentine's Day event. They had 2 attractions open, and they were
Nice.
loaded with actors, and they fucking went ham on everybody who went in there. It was
That's
such
awesome.
a fun. Oh, dude, it was such a fun time. So you obviously know, well, clearly, we talk about horror movies. We love horror. We love Halloween. So this was like our, it feels like we were just here, but we were only here a few months ago. Yeah, it was so much fun. We were playing games and chilling out. And we also went to, I don't know if you guys know, maybe somebody here will, Shady Maple Smorgasbord. It's also out that way. It's in Lancaster. Us boys could go there and fuck that place up. That's all I'm going to say.
In Lancaster, dude, you're in fucking Amish country there, buddy.
I like it out there. I like driving out there.
Honestly, man, I feel like with Bob, you and I on a team, and pretty much anybody else, dude. Like, if there was like an eating challenge, dude, of like a big ass pizza or something, bro.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's done,
bro. Don't
I'm
even
down.
get. We could.
I've
go out
never
there.
done a big like group challenge like that. I would love to do something like that.
What we should make that should be a Gore N More special.
The Gore N More eating contest.
There you go.
Watch us engorge ourselves on this.
So what? Would we be like an episode of Man versus Food then?
Pretty much. Yeah.
But with instead of one fat guy, it's 4 fat guys.
Well, 3 fat guys and a meat mountain.
That's true. 3 fat guys and a Bob. Bob's mentally a fat guy. Just physically.
Oh yeah, no, no, yeah.
He eats like a fat guy.
Oh, yeah, no, mentally, I am a fat guy. I don't look it, but I could fucking eat like
Right. Just like, I'm gonna
So-
put it down.
But so that was Saturday, and
I'm
then
jealous you have haunts going on, dude, in February.
Well,
what the fuck?
well, no.
bro?
So here's the funny part. Well, not even funny part. Here's the cool part. They do Valentine's Day, they do a St. Patrick's Day celebration, and they
Dope.
do a halfway to Halloween. And
Which
actually,
is
for
April, I'm assuming. April
May they
3rd?
do it. It's May.
okay.
Theirs is in May. But the
Oh, yeah,
great part.
5th, man.
But the great part about it is obviously they do enough business where they can do that, and it was actually pretty crowded. I'm like,
I'm not
Wow.
surprised.
I'm like, people care.
I'm
that
not,
much,
dude.
okay.
There's so like that's such a cool like random thing, dude. That like if I was close enough, I would jump on that shit too.
Oh, we drove the 2
Awesome.
hours. We drove the 2 hours, and we're like, let's go.
That's impressive.
Oh,
That's
dude, we don't. Well, we knew we were spending the day, so it worked out perfectly.
right.
It was like, go here, go get lunch, go walk around the outlets, and let's go. Like that's what our day was. And
Nice.
so, but then yesterday, we had family here, and yeah, we watched the Super Bowl, chilled out, ate more food, and well, that was about it.
Nice, dude.
And I watched this last week, so I didn't have to watch it today. So I was ahead of the game. Oh my god, I'm ahead. And that was about it for me.
Dude, I probably didn't
Johnny.
even need to watch this, but I watched it.
No,
I felt the same way, bro. I was like, do I need to?
actually, I
No.
should say,
Will
I should say
Yeah.
that I didn't even watch this. I watched Crystal Lake Memories, and I'm like, yep, I got all the information I need.
You
So
probably got more.
probably, even though as if I don't know all of that in the Rolodex in the back of my head.
right.
So, but that's what my weekend was. Johnny, what about you?
I had a very chill, relaxing, like didn't do shit this weekend because I, as well as my entire family, have literally been fucking grinding hard on Harry Potter. And it's awesome, dude. It's a solid game.
Dude, I think I made the decision to wait to get it because I know the wife really wants to get it, and she'll probably end up playing it on the Switch. So I'm probably stuck waiting until like June or July.
Is
for
it
that.
even coming on the Switch, bro?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
the very last one to get released. It comes out to PS4 and Xbox One, and then
Oh.
Switch is like June or July.
I didn't even think they announced Switch because
Yeah,
all
they
right, I do personally don't get it. I love the Switch, dude, and you know I would totally. I like stand up for the Switch. Like right now, I want to get Metroid Prime remastered. That's out for the Switch, dude. Fantastic. I would not get Hogwarts on the Switch, dude. That you need on
a
something more
system.
graphically like that's just because, dude, I feel like even the
she's not going to
PS
care that much about the graphics, though.
it's
It-
it's not even
I-
that,
yeah.
dude. There's so much detail in the game. I don't even know if the game is going to like physically function properly on the Switch.
We'll see. I mean,
Dude, I'm saying like because okay, so it gives you like when you go right in, it even allows you. There's two modes it can run, so it can run performance mode or it can run the other mode, right?
yeah.
Even on both modes, dude, like there's still some stuff that just doesn't like set right and everything. And that could be on Xbox side. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like, if you are a Harry Potter nerd, I would personally do yourself a favor, bro. Just let her play it on the PS5.
No,
'Cause
she's
that
not
thing-
playing on my PS5. I'm playing it on the PS5.
Chad, you could allow your wife to play the PS5 once, dude. It's one of those things where you could sit back and enjoy her playing it. But it's one of those, like, I feel like, dude, with that and the level of detail that is in this game, it is ridiculous, bro. Oh, Steve's got it on PC. See, now the only thing that game is missing is multiplayer Quidditch. And it even tells you that there's Quidditch not in the game, and it gives you kind of this bullshit reason. I think it could easily be a DLC down the road.
I
if
think
they
that's their
want.
eventual plan.
Right. But the game is massive. I did not expect the open world style of this game. I haven't personally looked too much into it. Kind of wanted it to be all surprise. I like it because just like every RPG, like your character can look completely fucking ridiculous because obviously you're trying to get stats. However, it does have, I think it's the transmogrification or whatever. So it's like anything you pick up, you can make your new thing look like your old thing, so you don't have to look like a complete fucking like weird fucking. Or you can,
Okay.
because personally, because like honestly, most of the I want to look like the weird old wizards that are like into their craft in the movies because they always look the coolest, man.
You mean the
Like,
ones
so
with
my-
the like a Dumbledore type with the big beard? Like,
Well, so like my dude right now, he's rocking a cape with this like crazy shit, and I got a top hat, and then I got these like weird Doc Ock glasses, dude. I look kind of like Willy Wonka going on right now, and I'm
I
fucking
love
loving
it.
it, dude.
That's great.
That's
yeah, it's
awesome.
fucking ridiculous, man. And like
You need to send us a picture. Of what
I
you're-
will, I gladly will. The amount of like I'm getting so lost in sidetracks, dude, that I'm not even. But I finally got my broom and shit, dude. And like I'm not even a Harry Potter nerd, and I'm loving this game.
Good.
Man. So-
Play that. Give me and Bob a chance to catch up to you on Ghostbusters because I'm
I'm
still
up.
at like level 85.
Chad, I'm
Did you prestige?
past that. I'm past that point.
Did you prestige yet, Bob?
I was getting to do it today, but Real quick,
You see
I don't
it?
know.
You see it at Prestige 2, and then you tell me.
I don't know. I don't know what they did though, but like I was a ghost, and like a minute in, they got me and all my riffs, and then I couldn't even get a single tether on a ghost for like 4 matches in a row. So I don't know what's going on, but something was a little
I don't
off
know.
today. That never happens.
Weird.
It could just be, just little glitches because, it was
Sometimes
glitching on me
that.
there a couple of times when, we were playing and somebody would, the ghost would mess with my pack and then I couldn't reboot my pack at all.
Yeah,
I'd
it
leave
could be
the
a
damn
server
match.
bug.
Yeah.
Server.
Yeah, yeah. You
But
better fix it. Sorry.
no, man, straight up, I feel like I don't know how many levels it goes, but I'm like level 17. I feel, and I'm like, and granted, I have some smoke sessions here and there, so my character might be just chilling there for 30 minutes doing nothing. But I got like 14 hours into the game already, dude, and I feel like I haven't even scratched the fucking surface, bro.
Dude,
Like, it's crazy.
I'm probably going to start my second prestige tomorrow after I get a few things done.
There you go. But no, man, if you guys are I know she would want to get on the Switch, and I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool portable. Do you have the OLED or no?
No.
Oh man, I still would say almost just get it for the PS4 and 5, and then that way she can just play on a different TV. You know what I mean, dudes? Because like,
Yeah, but I'd have to take my PS4 out of my son's room and that'd piss him off.
so it sounds like your wife needs a PS5.
Yes.
Sure.
Just get her the digital only one, bro. You'll be fine. But no, it's a fantastic game. I've been playing it since fucking Thursday, hardcore, dude. And like, so the daughter had 2 different birthday parties this weekend. We literally dropped her off. Wife and I came home, ran back to our Xbox. We left our Xboxes running, dude.
Oh God.
Well, the parties were only 5 minutes away each way. So
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
Hey,
good.
hey,
That's good.
hey.
hey, just put it on pause. You're like, all right, I'll be back. But it was like, yeah, man, just to get in those 2 hours. You're like, all right, I got 2 hours or like an hour and 50 minutes to fuck out.
So Scoob said he's Hufflepuff. Which one are you?
I'm Hufflepuff. Which, I mean, to me, I feel like that makes the most sense for me. I was pissed because on the Wizarding World site, I got Gryffindor, and I was like, no, fuck you, dude. So in the game, you can do your own sorting because you can
or
link
you
up
can
your
import.
Wizarding World
Yeah, you
shit,
can import.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and I did it in there, and it was just like Hufflepuff, and I was like, yeah, that's right. And it was cool. This is such a fucking weird like thing, but so like you can obviously make your wand in the game, and you do all your fucking bullshit. So then I made my wand and stuff, and I was like, oh, and the wife was like, did you ever do it on the site? I was like, oh, I didn't even know you did. So I went back to the site, did my Patronus, and made my wand. And my wand was almost exactly how I made it in the game, except for like the one difference was I think it was like my core. Like my wood and the length and everything else was the same. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Oh, your wood's the same length, huh?
Yeah, you can go up to a 14 and a half inch wand.
Damn.
Whoa. Yowza.
The smallest is a 9-inch. I went with the nice even 13.
Oh my God.
I was like, do I want 13 and a quarter? No, 13 is just fine,
My wand is small. It's only 10.
right?
That's when someone turns around and she goes,
Well, I mean, like, I don't.
Really?
It doesn't really give you like. There's no like tactical difference between the 9-inch versus the 14. So I guess it's just whatever you feel like you need to be equipped with. And I'm like, well, maybe it just goes with like like height. Like the taller people get the 9-inch ones because you got a longer reach. But like little people get the biggest ones because evens it out. It's the magic inside. Yes, it is.
Magic inside.
It is. It's all about how you wiggle it.
All right, let's get back on topic though.
let's start talking about wands.
Straight up, it's like once again, fantastic game. If you were thinking about checking it out, I would personally highly suggest it. Even if you don't like Harry Potter, dude, like it's a deep open world game, man. Like, and the fighting's cool, dude. Like the fact that like I was like, as soon as I started fighting giant spiders, I was like, oh, yep, fuck yeah, this is on, dude. And some elves and shit, or trolls.
Good old Aragog.
Fuck right, dude. But okay, and then obviously I watched this fucking movie, to which I didn't have to, but I wanted to, and I'm ready to talk about. So that is Friday the 13th, Part 2.
Yeah,
from
buddy.
1981. Chad Daddy, this is by now your favorite You said this many times. This is one of your favorite Friday 13th, if
It
not
is,
your favorite.
but I did the rundown last week. I'm going to defer to it to you because next
Oh.
week is Bobby's picks. So I'm going to let you do the rundown.
Alrighty. I haven't done a plot rundown in a minute, dude. Hold on. Let me load it up because I was busy sharing the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I shared mine for about 10.
Yeah, right. Okay, there we go. I apologize, everybody here. I'm just fucking killing time. All right. Plot rundown. 5 years after the horrible bloodbath at Camp Crystal Lake, all that remains is the legend of Jason Voorhees and his demented mother, who had murdered seven counselors, At a nearby summer camp, the new counselors are unconcerned about the warnings to stay away from the infamous site. Unwitting and unaware, they roam the area, not sensing the ominous lurking presence. One by one, they find that the grisly legend is real. Jason is watching and doesn't like strangers wandering in his woods. Directed by Steve Miner, House and Warlock. Written by Ron Kurtz, Eye of the Stranger, and Friday the 13th Part 3, which we'll be discussing next month.
Mhm.
Produced by Steve Miner, The Wonder Years, What Can I Do? In Dawson's Creek, Bobby.
Starring Amy Steele, April Fool's Day, and Walk Like a Man as Ginny Field, John Fury, Island Claus, All My Children as Paul Holt. I didn't know he actually had a last name.
They called him Mr. Holt in it.
I didn't hear. I was so.
I think he
That's
did
what I
after
called him.
when he came back, right? The tall ginger kid said that.
Probably.
And the cop called him that too.
Yep. Okay.
Adrian King, Friday the 13th, and Killer Therapy as Alice Hardy.
Rest in
Stu
peace.
Charno, Once Bitten, Christine as Ted Bowen. Steve Daskowitz, or Steve Dash, Alone in the Dark, and Ghostbusters as Jason Voorhees. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Warrington Gillette, Time Walker, Penny Dreadful as Jason Voorhees Unmasked. I'm so happy you put that there. We'll talk about that later, though. Walt Gorney, Friday the 13th, and King Kong as Crazy Ralph. Marta Kober, Neon Maniacs and Slumber Party Massacre 3 as Sandra Deer. Bill Randolph, Dressed to Kill, Trauma Center as Jeff Dunsbury. Tom McBride, Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. White Lies as Mark Jarvis. Lauren Marie Taylor, Neighbors, Girls Night Out as Vicky Perry. Kristen Barker, Midnight Madness,
There we go.
California
Baker.
I messed
Almost
it up.
made it.
I
Almost made
I
it.
almost made it, but I fucked myself
You're
up.
good.
Midnight Madness, California Dreamin' as Terry McCarthy, and Russell Todd, Where the Boys At, Chopping Mall as Scott Chaney.
I was sitting here with my fingers crossed the whole time, like he's doing really good. He's doing really great. Oh, there it is.
You just trying to hope you fuck up, Bob.
Thanks, Chad. So much
You
faith
did-
in me.
No, I was pulling for you, man. I was pulling for you.
You were going hot, dude. I
Well,
didn't
it
wanna
was
say
also
shit.
because my eyes are reading ahead, so I see the R and it says Barker. I'm like, no, it says Baker in my head. I'm like, you fucked it up already.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Music by Harry Manfredini. House 2, The Second Story. Kickboxer 3, The Art of War. Cinematography by Peter Stein.
Wait. Kickboxer 3. Is that the one with Cody from Step by Step?
I have no fucking clue.
God damn it,
I
Chad!
haven't watched it. I've seen the first one, and I don't remember shit about that.
I
Wait,
feel like
was Kickboxer the one where he fought Tong Po?
that was Jean-Claude,
Yeah.
but I think Kickboxer 2, 3, and 4 is Cody from fucking
Yeah,
Full House.
because he kills Jean
What was
Claude at
his
the
name?
beginning of 2, doesn't he?
Probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I've
I don't
seen
think you actually see it. Like,
no,
you just,
and
you
I've
just,
seen
like, it's
I've
just
seen the
sad.
first two. I didn't see the third one. So yeah, I
what the
think you're
fuck was
right.
his name? Was it Sasha Mitchell? I'm sorry. I just had like this weird
That sounds right.
You just like had to have that.
You just
moment.
like unlocked this whole fucking thing that I
That
didn't
does
even know I
sound right. Okay.
had, bro. Hold on.
So
Yeah,
so
keep
you
going.
looked it up. Cinematography by Peter Stein. Pet Cemetery. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Hey,
Edited
my
by
God.
Susan Ian Cunningham. A Stranger is Watching. Spring Break, not Fall Break. Effects and makeup by Effects and makeup by Stephen Kershaw. King Kong Lives. Godzilla. Distributed by Paramount Pictures. Runtime of 87 minutes. Rated R for mature audiences. Budget of 1.25 mil, and it actually grossed 21.7 mil. So it was a pretty,
Well,
it was a
hot
pretty decent success.
Damn. It is
real,
a hell of a success.
real quick for the makeup effects. I'm surprised it doesn't say Carl Fullerton, or is he only there to do a certain thing?
Wait, why did it say? No, it should say Carl Fulton.
I'll say because I know
Why did
he
I
was
put-
because he was involved with K&B on a few things. That's what
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, who else did this?
Why did I put that down? I must have been looking at the wrong thing.
It
Because
happened.
it even says at the beginning Carl Fullerton.
Yeah.
That's
No,
even
it's
in my notes. Why that?
I'm like, I gotta ask. I'm like, that's a weird
It's a
name.
glitch
I'm
That's
name.
all
glad
right.
you
Hey,
picked that
shit
up, 'cause
happens.
I must
We're
have
both-
looked at the wrong name when I was doing that. So I apologize, but you're right. It is Fullerton because, like I said, it's even in my notes. And then Fullerton went on to do some pretty big things too.
Yeah, he
he
did
was
a lot
awesome.
of.
He was nominated for an Oscar.
He also did. He did a lot of horror movies, and then he just kept basically going from there. So
shit.
anyway, general discussion, boys.
Dude, I was right. It is Sasha Mitchell. I can't believe I even remember that name. And
That's a girl's name.
He looks way different now, dude. He is huge.
Is he?
Like, I mean, he actually had like black belt and shit like that. That's why he did those movies. Because I remember in Step by Step, there was a couple episodes where like he taught his younger cousin karate and shit.
I can't believe we're talking about a shitty show like Step by Step.
Hey man, I like Step by Step. Suzanne Summers was hot.
That was past my prime. That was when I gave up on TGIF.
See, I was at that I was at that stage where I was just discovering. I was like, you know what? She's a hot mom.
I mean, she was.
She was, dude. And she was kinky as fuck on that show. They were always trying to fuck and getting caught. But we are not here to discuss that. We are here to discuss part 2.
So obviously, this is not the first time any of us has watched it, nor is it the second, third, or fourth.
No,
I think it's well beyond.
I honestly can't even tell you though, because I feel like I asked this the first episode of Friday the 13th. I don't even remember when I first watched this, dude.
Same.
Actually-
I literally like have forgot. It's just happened.
Actually, this was my first full Friday the 13th. It was on AMC. I think it must have been during the month of October. I remember. I think it had to have been like halfway through the movie, and I had to have been probably 10, at least 10 or 11.
I love how young Bobby is because he grew up watching this stuff on cable TV, and when I grew up, we had like 5 channels. So I was lucky if I caught any Friday the 13th movies.
I mean, I'm kind of in Bob's bracket, dude, honestly, because like I didn't see part 7 till I was 7, but that was like 93 at that point. You know what I mean? So, or I'm sorry, 92. Yeah.
But-
so like,
Well, the funny
already been out.
I
part
grew up rural Pennsylvania, so if I didn't rent it on VHS, I was lucky to catch it on TV.
the funny part with part 7 is we were on vacation and I was in my grandma's room and I turned the channel. We were in South Carolina. I don't know what channel it was. And it comes up Friday the 13th, part 7. And I just started watching it. And it finally got to the point where Jason came up out of the lake. And my grandmother looks at the TV screen and goes, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "I don't know, but his spine's showing." And she's like,
Dude,
"Click."
I had all my cousins watching part 6 when the mothers came up, and it was literally during the sex scene in the trailer, and it was like, yeah, best scene ever. Why does that always happen, dude?
It's so fun. My parents never censored us from watching like horror movies or anything.
It wasn't my parents. It was my aunts and shit with my cousins and everything. They came up and they're like, "What are you guys watching?" I was like, Friday 13th.
We would frequently go over to my dad's friends. His name is George. We'd always go to his house, and then they just sit there and watch movies. I mean, the kids would play, but sometimes we'd sit down and watch movies. That's where I first saw The Thing. That's where I first saw like Star Trek 3. I don't know, not really horror, but it's like
right.
And that was like really, really like cool movies like that instead of like
I get you. No, dude, I get it, man. I miss those times.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of cool movies that way. So Friday the 13th wasn't one of them, but like I said, I think the first time I saw this was probably on basic TV.
Yeah, like I said, dude, I can't remember it. Honestly, I feel like, and I hate to even say this, part 2 was one of the later ones that one of the last ones I actually watched, because my shit was all fucking cattywampus weird order.
Oh yeah, I never saw them in chronological order the first time I saw them either.
The first time I finally got to see them in chronological order I was probably mid-teens, and like I think Spike TV was having a Friday 13th marathon, and I was like, you know what? I'm sitting my ass down and fucking watching some of these. And I watched the first 4, but obviously that's a long fucking time in the day.
Yeah.
And I still remember, dude, because they had the best commercial cuts in it. to where like there was a marathon runner getting chased by Jason, and they're always just constantly like fucking throwing drinks in their face, and like the dude who's just wearing this like shitty Part 3 chasing, he's like, whoosh, fucking, it's like these are awesome, dude. And I remember like I left my house and went to like my cousin's house, and then my uncle happened to be watching it, so it was perfect. I was like, oh yeah, let's keep continuing on. But no, so let's start with all right. So this movie, first sequel, sets the bar for the next upcoming few sequels
Mm-hmm.
in that you get a reprise from the first movie, and usually generally the last 20 minutes of the last movie.
Generally, yeah. No, that's right.
Now with this one being it's the second one, I feel like it's okay. You know what I mean? Like you've had a year prior, as long as you don't watch them in a marathon. It's like it's been a month since we watched the first one. I feel like it was okay to get this. And I'm sure you boys will agree, and this is where I want to go. When you watch them in marathon, though, you almost have to skip those 20 minutes each time because you're like, no, dude, I can't watch it twice. I literally just fucking watched.
Like, yeah, because especially with part 3, the very beginning is literally like the last 5 minutes of part 2.
Right. So what I guess my question is going with this is, do you think that's something that works with it, or do you think that's something that could have been like, you didn't necessarily need it?
It worked with it. It worked with it at the time because VHS video rentals were still kind of a new thing back then.
Yeah.
So you didn't really have the option to go back and watch and rewatch like we do now. So you literally had to wait a year in between before.
Right.
So a little refresher was a nice little thing back then. But now it's completely unnecessary.
No, I also think for like basically these first 4 movies, although they did it again a little later on in the series, like part 7 kind of did it.
Yeah, but I feel like that one's totally different because that's like a montage of everything.
Well, yeah, it's really from like a part 2 to current. But I think for the first 4 movies, it works really well because yes, it can be a little repetitive for everybody who's seen these. God only knows how many times. But at the same time, it still gives you that. Oh yeah, that's right. It actually happened like that. But then, like in part 3, it changes slightly to bring into the new movie instead of, so they started to change it as it went along, little bits.
Although I do like how it's done in this one because it's her remembering what she went through in part 1, and this flashback is like she's dreaming it, seeing it all over again. So it's not like
that's why I feel like this one actually set the higher bar, and it kind of just gets a little shit because it wasn't just a straight up like, hey, here you go.
Right.
I did like that. Now I kind of am saddened that they killed her off, like they did. I feel like that was like that just sucks, man. She survived all that shit just to like him. And where did he track her down? Wasn't she like living in California or something?
That's
like
no. So that's
I think she went back to the area as a way of coping with it, and that's why her mom was, kind of bitching her out over the phone, and she said, "Well, this is the only way I know how to do this."
Okay, I didn't get that because I was just like, I was thinking like, man, did it take Jason like that many years to walk to wherever he was? Because like it was 5 months after the first one that she got killed, and then it was 5. This takes place 5 years after that. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, so
it's like 2 months or something like that. Yeah, it was a few months.
It's a few months after, but still the whole thing for me. And since I'm gonna bring it up.
Go ahead.
Where is it that Jason was able to find her where she was living? Unless she went back to Crystal Lake and he followed her from Crystal Lake to her house, how would he know? I mean, I'm not saying the man
Terminator style. He just went to the fucking phone booth and was like, "Oh, but he."
No.
Why? Why? Why not?
He's not that smart.
Why?
In a way, he's not. Come on.
See, I don't think. I don't think he's as stupid as like everybody thinks he's.
Yeah,
like, I don't think.
I don't think he is. I never thought he was either.
He's stupid, but at the same time, he doesn't know her name. He technically really doesn't. So how's he going to find
because he doesn't speak doesn't mean we don't know
what
he knows, though.
But
like that's the thing.
He could have found something at the camp, some kind of registry with all their names on it, and tracked it out. I have no idea. We're overthinking it a little too much. How did he track her down? We don't know. That's never been explained to us.
I always missed the fact that she was close, though. I always thought for some reason, I was like, wait, doesn't she live in like California or fucking something? I was like, so Jason went cross country just to kill this bitch, and then I was like, all right, I'm going home.
Now at that
And then
point, it
that's
would be a little
years
bit like,
later.
how did he really do that?
No, Gene, sorry, none of us have a potato sack, and Scuba Steve is out with
I
the
mean,
cat lady.
I got this drawing of one right now, but that's about it.
I got
I
my
ha-
I got
I
my
have
part
the
2 neck up there.
I got the
There you
part
go.
2 over here that I showed at first.
But okay, so we brought it in with the reintroduction of the ending of the first one, but we brought it into a nice dream sequence. I thought it was cool. Then we get the ridiculous exploding title card, which is just it almost takes me out of it a little bit. Each
But
fucking
that was such an 80s thing though. That's
I know. No, I know. And I'm not like saying like it's stupid, but it's like a good stupid, if that makes sense. But like I said, it always just like takes
yeah.
me out because I'm like, explosion in the middle of a slasher in the woods. What the fuck is going on?
I mean, they repeated it in part 4 too with the exploding mask.
And they did it in part 5 too.
Yeah, because what 3 is breaking through the glass because it's 3D, right?
Yes.
It's like and then part 4 is the explode. Yeah.
Or actually, no, part 3 is not even breaking through the glass; it's just 3D.
Yeah, it's just
coming at
3D.
you.
Oh, it doesn't break through. Why did I
That was
think
the
it-
first one. That was the
part
first
4
one.
breaking
No,
through.
I know, but I for some reason thought the 3D
No.
copied the first one. No,
No, it's when you see Pamela's
Okay.
dead head, and it's Friday the 13th, part 3.
no, you guys, hey, you guys would know. that. I think he's clever, but just the form. I'm sorry, I'm reading off Brody's thing. However, I don't believe he traveled to kill her. Okay, it never made sense to me. Glass explosion. It was dude. The title card of this one exploded like everything explodes in GoldenEye 007, man.
Yes.
Chairs, cardboard boxes, doesn't fucking matter.
You know what? It's
Everything is exploding, dude. Just
Dude, it's like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Anytime you
Yes.
throw something on the ground, it explodes.
explodes.
Yes.
Just
You throw a
has to,
pen and
dude.
it explodes.
Everything is volatile and just fucking made of. Love it.
I
Everything
remember
is Acme Dynamite.
one time on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Shake threw something on the ground and it didn't explode at first.
Yeah, they
He
like
just
looked
stands-
at it.
and he
Didn't
just
they? They're
stares,
like,
and then it blows up and he jumps back.
Aqua Teen's so good, dude. First like 5 seasons are fantastic. All right, so continuing discussing this, obviously we get back a couple we get Crazy Ralph back. He finally gets off because he's being a peeping Tom in this one a little bit more.
Mhm.
Wasn't
And then
he
we-
always though?
I mean, he might have been. I feel like in this one he was definitely peeping a little bit harder.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say he always was always a little out there, obviously, but this one I think. Actually, I like the fact that he was a peeping Tom at that little point. To be honest with you, I think
Right.
it took a little away from him because he was just meant to be the crazy guy of trying to warn you, not necessarily trying to get the peek. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Now, having finally watched The Burning and then rewatching this not too long after The Burning, man, it's crazy like how similar like some of the scenes are straight up. Not obviously like further into the movie, but especially obviously the campfire scene.
Yeah.
Completely, dude. With the scare tactic and everything, man.
It is. It's really hard not to draw a parallel between these two because it's such similar.
Oh
themes.
yeah. Obviously we're not getting like part 5, like shears and shit like that. But
Yeah.
this is the first one where we get Jason. I like that they explain his story. We get obviously like what we thought about. He's not dead. Bob, you said that according to the memoirs, the first one he was dead, but then this technically
It's-
retcons it.
Yeah, so basically, if anybody has watched Crystal Lake Memories, if you ask anybody who did the first movie, script written and everything, yes, it was written that Jason was dead. And yes, literally 3 months after that movie came out, they well, we need a sequel, and it's too expensive to resurrect Mrs. Voorhees. So guess what? That kid is not dead. We're gonna make him alive, and they're all just kind of like, okay, how are you gonna? do
But
that?
that's an easy retcon.
Yeah,
No,
and it's a typical soap opera thing too. So it's not
right.
It's not like it hasn't been done before.
No, it just made me kind of think like, oh shit, I forgot they actually made him dead in the first. But they did it because they needed someone who could, well, be the
Be the
killer.
killer.
Yeah,
Because
and they
they-
didn't want to do the original anthology idea because the
Well-
first one worked so well.
Right, and they did ask Sean Cunningham at one point, like, well, do you want to do? He's like, no, the story's done. I want to go do something else anyway. And so that
He sure
that was
cashed
it.
all those paychecks, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Of course he did.
Isn't
I would.
it funny
Not
how
gonna
that works?
lie, if I,
Okay,
But
so
yeah, so that was basically they needed someone, so they said, well, that little kid in the lake, there's your guy.
and there you go. Classic Bourne. Now with this cast of characters, or at least counselors, whatever you want to say, I actually genuinely enjoy this group of people so
Yes.
much more than the first one, dude.
Especially Ted.
Oh, Ted was yes.
I mean, like
Ted.
everybody though. Like
Hey, last week we watched a movie where weed saved the day. This week, alcohol saved lives. Huh?
That's true. Yeah, He's
that's
got a
true.
point.
If
He
you
did.
well,
All those
alcohol and the potential to try to get the dick wet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Ted was seriously macking on that waitress too.
She
Good
wasn't a
for him,
bad looking
man.
waitress, so
No,
hey,
she
if
wasn't.
T-
She
if
wasn't.
Ted-
But
if
he
Ted
wasn't
could've
the
done
only
it-
one to stay there, though, right? There was
No,
a,
there was-
No, there was
there was a handful of kids.
There was.
That
I
stayed
think there
there
was more that stayed
Yes,
at the club than didn't go.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
left. Yeah. But like even the ones that we got, man, like I don't know. I just felt. I'm not saying I felt like endeared to each of them, but I felt more connected to all of them. I just feel like you got a little bit more with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
They just seemed a little bit older. I don't know what it was. You know, maybe we got some more time with them to suss their character out.
Well, yeah, if you think about it, you really did, because you basically start off when you get to the new part of the story. You start off with the three characters, and you start to get them a little bit, and you could literally feel everybody out when he's talking about what to do and what not to do at the counselors. You
Right.
can like feel everybody out kind of easily there.
Which, by the way, speaking of when he's talking to counselors, did you guys figure out after the morning after Paul and Ginny,
Did it?
did the nasty?
Right.
You guys understood why he wrote "Beware of bears" on the mirror, right?
Yeah,
Mhm,
because she had her
yeah.
period.
Yeah. Okay, you guys got that then.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, so wait, that means that good old Paul got his Red Wings.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Good man. Good man.
So I will say, like, the character of Mark and was it Vicky that was
Vicky?
trying to hit on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love their scenes together, man, because she was
Yeah.
trying to get that D hard.
The
She
best
was.
part is in real life, she was really crushing on him big time.
Yeah.
You
And
could
they had-
tell.
They had
You
really
could-
great chemistry on this. They had really good chemistry on and off screen, but she didn't realize that he's gay, so it didn't really go anywhere. But
Yeah.
you wouldn't know, judging by the way
No,
that they
you wouldn't.
that they interact. You never would have guessed that there was no sexual chemistry there whatsoever.
It
Well, I
was-
mean, he's just a good actor.
Yeah, he was.
yeah.
Rest in peace.
But
Yeah.
but that, like, oh, bro, you could tell she was like just smitten for him, dude. And the fact, like, she was giving him them puppy dog eyes. I was like, that would work on me.
Oh,
'Cause you
hell
know what?
yeah.
Kind of looks like what's her name that played Velma in the Scooby Doo movies.
A little.
Listen,
Just an
little.
80s
Listen.
version. What?
All I'm gonna say is, when I watched this as a kid, she was my crush in this movie.
I
Vicky.
mean, all right. So she is my crush, but I gotta kind of give her shit on her fucking color of panty selection going on here. Because, dude, why do we go from some nice, sexy black underwear to some shit brown silk panties, dude? Is it because they're
And she
silk?
still
Like,
she
what the-
still gets shit from that, and that was the wardrobe department fucking that up.
Cause it's a terrible
Was it
color, dude. It's And listen, she's a absolute doll, but that girl's got
Yes.
fucking pancake ass for days.
She did.
Like,
Dude, I saw a meme recently that showed the scene of her bending over in the car looking for a hairbrush side by side with Sigourney Weaver and Alien bending over, and they
Yeah,
were
it's
like,
that's it.
and they were like, why did these women have no asses?
right? It's just like straight up like, shing. Like,
What?
oh,
I just love
man.
how she like changes out of her black panties and puts on these brown silk ones, and she's like basically giggling like, works every time.
Right? But like Jen and I were like looking at each other. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't go from black to brown. Like,
No, it's
what
usually
is
the other way
your-
around.
It's like maybe she ate them damn enchiladas. She knew it was
Dude, I was thinking the exact same thing. We should put them on. All I could think of was those damn enchiladas.
Oh man, that's gonna be the running gag of episode 5 when we do that.
I cannot wait till we get to part 5. That's gonna be a blast.
No, but she, like I said, going back to all the characters, like I feel like all of them, like the couple that we had walking in the beginning. I'm blanking on the names, but they find the fake dog. Well, not a fake dog, but a different dog that just happened to look exactly like the other.
Yeah.
That's also been something that's been debated about whether or not, because there are people that say that that was really Muffin and the ending was a dream sequence, that she never really saw what Jason, that didn't happen. But that doesn't make any sense because we know for a fact that she's being pulled out of the cabin, so it couldn't really been a dream sequence. So
I wouldn't say it couldn't be because I mean the first one was, but
no. The first one, that was not a dream. That really happened because the cop flat out says, "We pulled you out of the lake. We thought you were dead too," meaning she was in the water.
I still think it could be.
It just didn't have to be kid Jason that necessarily did it. It could have still been
Right.
older or teenage Jason or young adult Jason, whatever. Um, was it a dream sequence? I mean, they kind of play it off where I guess it's like ambiguous, like you could take it as that.
I mean, it could be because then that would mean that all three of the first ones all end with a dream sequence.
But like, I mean, because
No,
like, where does her dude? Like, where's her dude go? You know what I mean? Like, Jason grabs
we
her
will
and then
never
he just
know.
Actually, wait a minute. I think now that you said what you just said, that all the first three are dream sequences. Actually, I think they are because by the time they got to the fourth one, they did film a sequence where it was a dream, and they said, "We did that 3 times in a row. We can't do that again. Do something else."
Yeah, it was the ending where Trish finds her mom dead in the bathtub,
And
her
Jason,
mom's eyes.
yeah, and then like Jason comes up behind her, and then she wakes up. So
Yeah.
I think actually it is. So that they said like, no, you got to change that because we did that 3 times already. That's enough. So I think
So we don't.
yeah.
I mean, we could assume that the boyfriend's dead, right? Like, I mean, he's
I'll
missing.
get into that. I'll get into that in my notes because
Ooh, okay.
it's kind of explained in part
Oh,
3.
is
Like
it now? Okay,
basically it says that on the news report that there are 8 bodies found,
Yeah.
gotcha.
and if Paul was dead, that would have made 9 bodies.
Oh, so he's just
So
wait,
yeah.
wait. Do they count the one that was in the shack with
Yes.
the head?
I'm
Do
thinking
they?
through.
Which
Because
one?
what's
The
her?
cop.
No,
Alice from part 1? No, you don't.
no.
You can't count.
The
Terry
the
was one of them. Terry's one of
yeah,
them.
Yeah, Terry's one of them.
but she was the only one that was in the shack specifically. I'm just
Uh,
saying, like, would
uh,
they have found her body? Maybe
well,
he
no,
was in the 8.
the
Cop was in
cop
there too.
the cop would be there.
Oh, yeah. Damn. All right. That's fair.
And that's one thing that annoyed me is Terry's the one person we don't know how she was killed.
Yeah.
Right. She was killed off screen, and she
Yeah.
was like honestly one of the hottest.
And the weird part is if you go back and look at that sequence where we see the shrine, you see her kind of slumped over a body,
Mhm.
but you don't see an ounce of blood on her.
Yeah. Who are the other bodies in there?
The one is Alice.
One's Alice's decomposed corpse, yeah,
Okay.
And then you have Mrs.
and I believe the
Voorhees'
other's the
head.
cop.
Yeah, the cop and then Terry.
Well, wasn't there 3 bodies when the cop was already? Wait,
No, we
Terry
never
already
saw what he
dead?
saw.
No, we never. If anything, he would have saw. The
Okay.
tape.
No, you're right.
You would have seen the Shrine and Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
what he
true.
would have saw at that point.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay, yeah, but going back, why I really love this one so much about the others is this is a very human and vulnerable Jason versus the other ones where he's like these unstoppable killing machines. You see, he falls over things, he runs.
Mhm.
Ginny kicks him in the nuts and he drops.
dude,
Yeah.
I
He's
forgot
scared
she
of a
knees him in the
chainsaw.
nuts, dude.
Oh, dude, that was always ever since the first time I saw it, that was one of my favorite parts.
I like that. And here's the thing: like, this is why I don't think he's like stupid. He's like he sets traps, dude. Like he literally stands on the chair to like psych her out. You know what I mean? Like he's not dumb. He's just rural.
Okay, so
Yeah,
He's
fair.
got that redneck ingenuity.
Oh yeah.
so who peed? Was it Ginny or the rat?
I think it was Ginny.
I think it was the rat because her pants were dry.
Okay, but I think it was Ginny because the rat was at her head and the pee was at the bottom of the bed. And
Yeah,
when she
and
gets
it
out,
scared
and when
the
she gets
shit out
out
of her.
from under the bed, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I think it was her just because like she got so scared of the
But-
rat making her like she was trying to keep, you know what I mean? Like
Well,
keep
But you,
silent and everything.
but you can also argue that it was the rat, and not her, because if she would have peed her pants, 90% of it would have just been absorbed by the
That's
pants.
that's. I'm going with the rat because not only that, when it's coming out from under the bed, it looks like a piss stream.
It does.
It definitely does.
Like you
But-
don't insinuate that someone's peeing by putting that.
Guess I would never. I just never. I never thought it would be the rat. I always thought the rat just set her over the edge, and that's why she ended up peeing herself, because she just
I would like to know
holding
how she
everything
managed
in
to
that
bar.
she just had to let something out. But I guess it could be the rat.
I'm
Yeah,
going.
that's a lot of piss for the rat.
Nah,
Though.
yeah,
I
I'm-
don't know.
Well, it was also a big rat.
Yeah. I'm sure you could use that as a weapon, been like rat attack.
But she thought he was gone, so that she
No,
didn't
I
really
know.
think that far.
Right.
Rat attack. It's like pocket sand.
Exactly. Hey man, don't fuck with pocket sand. All right. So all in all, I mean, kills were they're all right in this movie. There was definitely some solid ones. There was one that seemed like the two people fucking on the bed with the spear. It seemed very similar with Kevin Bacon's arrow, just obviously the other way.
That's what I like about the Stream Factory set, is because you get the little bonus with the you see what it should have been shown.
Yeah.
Okay, makes
Yeah,
sense.
you do.
Because there was only 48 seconds, but it was like the actual kills that were cut out of the movie.
Right. I will say one of my favorite shots in this entire movie is him laying in the bed, because it
Yeah.
always deceives me, and I'm like, "Where's his head?" I don't know why I can never fucking pinpoint it, because I never watch it like consecutively enough to where I'm like, "Yes, that's exactly where it is." But it's like, because it's right there, and I'm just like, "Oh man, where the fuck?" And then he does the jump, and I'm like, every time,
It's like when your kid hides under the bed sheet or whatever and jumps up and scares you.
right?
Yeah.
And when she's running into the cabin at the end, and you see the shot of him in the background running through the window I love that. I don't know what it is, dude. Like, it's simple, but it's like super effective. To me, I thought that was kind of a scary shot, because you're like, oh fuck, dude, he's on.
I love that shot.
I also love the shot where she's in the one room trying to hold the door and she's going for the window. Now he was just behind that door, and he literally runs around and puts his whole arm through the window trying to get her, and he came close.
Yeah, man, there were some good shots in this. The cinematography was actually pretty decent. Like, especially when he's like right after he pops up off the bed and he's going after Vicky, and you see that nice shot of the camera's in focus on his hand and the knife, and she's just out of focus. It was really cool.
Now, one shot I have to kind of fuck with is the one dude who's hanging upside down, is the machete fucking slice, because it looks like he's holding the machete the wrong fucking way.
No,
No,
that is a common mistake. That type of machete has a blade on both sides.
does it?
Yes.
Why does it look so weird though? It looks like it has like more of like a fucking it's got like a crazy curved top.
Yeah, it has. That's why it has a blade on both sides.
So it's more okay.
That's
So
why
it's
when
almost
Mark,
closer to
and
like a
it's also why when Mark gets it in the head, it also looks like it's backwards. It's not.
So it's almost closer to like a scythe kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically the machete version.
Now
of the
that
side.
makes all right. So that makes that scene a lot better, because that was always one that fucking irked me. Because I'm like,
Mhm.
why is the fucking?
And I just recently found this out, probably within the past few months, that's
Oh no
the
shit.
case. Yeah,
Oh,
because
that's
I
cool.
thought that for years too.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. I will say the reveal scene of Jason popping through the window going slow-mo last night, I was just like, oh my god, it's Danny Tamarelli. If you don't know who Danny Tamarelli, I guarantee you do. You know the show Pete and Pete?
No,
You don't remember the show Pete and Pete?
I've heard of it.
Fuck. Well, he was younger Pete, but then he grew up. He ended up going on all that and everything, but he's a ginger kid that looks just like if you saw a picture of him, you'd be like, God damn it, dude. So we are almost 56 minutes in. We should probably hear what Brody has to say about this.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have to truncate my behind the scenes down a little, because I've got like 6 pages.
Howdy doody there, folks. It's your DKB here, back for another episode of Gore N More, and this week I'm here to talk to you about Friday the 13th, Part 2. Now, let me just start by saying how much I really appreciate this film for it to being one of them rare sequels that's better than the OG. If you go back and listen to my review of the first film, you'll know that I didn't really appreciate it for what it was. I just was very bored with it. But then this film comes out, they introduce Jason, a little bit of a continuity fuck up there somewhere between the story, between the first and this film, but you sort of can push that aside a little bit and just appreciate this film for what it is. So they bring in Jason for the first fucking time in the franchise. I love the actual design of Jason. He feels more realistic. He's grounded to that extent where he can actually run and chase you. You know, he's just not teleporting here and there. So yeah, how they were able to capture that realism of Jason in this film was fucking fantastic. I mean, even the practical effects of him unmasked look fucking amazing. Like a bit of the Elephant Man in there, which I was afraid of as a kid. I won't lie. So this had a little bit of an effect on me when we get to see him unmasked and we get that jump scare at the end of the film. I mean, we get introduced to a lot of new characters in this film, which I think is fantastic because it's all about the body count with a film like this and how we're going to conjure up some fantastic and creative kills for those characters. And no one is safe in this fucking film. And that's what I really like about it as well. Especially, I will bring up the infamous fucking death scene, which is my favourite, of course, because it really struck me and surprised me as a kid. And that is the cripple, the bloke in the wheelchair, who gets a fucking machete to the face. It really caught me off guard, and for this to happen in a film back in the 80s, it was really brutal for what it was. You weren't really seeing much of this happening in horror films, especially with a handicapped person like that. So, and just the death scene alone, the machete to the face, you see it, it's fucking just intimidating. It's fucking fearful, and I love it. Give me that shit. I'm a sucker for that. I love how the final girl in this can actually hold her own physically against Jason and mentally as well. She plays a bit of a psychological aspect on Jason, and she's very, very smart in that sense. I mean, she's thinking on her feet in the moment, whether or not it was just something that, she accidentally figured out, or that she was just like, well, I'm going to play him in his own game. Don't know, but it works for this character because prior to that moment, the psychological game and mentality thing she does with Jason, she really, like I said, holds her own physically. I mean, she feels like a real survivor, and then she could really survive the rest of the Jasons throughout the rest of the franchise. I think she did a great job. Also, think Steve Miner, the director, he does a great job really capturing tension and atmosphere around these characters at night, and especially their death scenes alone. Leading up to the death scenes is where it's really effective. Throughout the music play as well, the sound design's absolutely fantastic in this film. I enjoy it. Now, the things I really don't like about this film is probably the whole entire first opening scene of this film. I think that it's really not needed. It doesn't fit in well with the rest of the story. Like, it has no impact, on the rest of the story. It's just sort of thrown in there as this continuity type thing. But then, I couldn't give two shits about Alice or the first film. So this really had no effect on me, especially when she dies, and I couldn't care less. Just it felt fucking not needed for this type of film. I would have preferred to see a bit of a flashback scene and recreation of Pamela Voorhees getting beheaded and Jason actually seeing that from the woods because he actually didn't drown, or something, something like that.
We got that remake.
I feel like this film really needed to be edited down a little bit more in certain scenes. I felt it dragged on, especially with the amount of characters we have in this film. We have a fair few, so I kind of felt like it should have been shortened and tightened a little bit better. That's probably me just nitpicking it a little bit too much, but that's just how I feel with this. And yeah, like nothing else really much. I mean, this film is very nostalgic to me. I remember buying this as a kid with a family member who I really respected, who unfortunately passed away. And me and him, we actually sat down and watched this together, whether or not he liked it or not as a horror film. I remember we just had a good time watching it. So, this week I'm going to have to give it a Gore N More score. I'm going to have to give it a solid 4 out of 5.
Right.
I really appreciate this film. So this is your DKB signing out, and I hope you motherfuckers have a great evening. Look forward to hearing what you have to say about it. Cheers.
Cheers, Brody.
Thank you, Brody.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Very, very fair assessment too.
Fuck yeah, dude. Solid 4, starting high.
I
you know
do
what?
agree.
Go ahead.
I do agree with him. I since they made it as if now Jason is alive, they should have had for this something where it was him watching his mother get killed. Because then that would have made all the sense in the world.
And I think that's
got the remake.
Yeah, I think that's why it was in the remake. And I think
Right.
it's funny. I love that sorry, go ahead, Bobby.
But to see it here then would have just made everything a million times like, oh, okay, so he actually didn't. But then the only other question after that you would have is, well, why didn't he just go to his mother? That's the only question you would have at that point. And then it's like, well, he probably didn't know where to go, or he did. He did. He doesn't. She maybe didn't want to. Then you'd have all those questions. But that would make it a little bit
Well,
more
if
like
she never
okay,
came back to the area and then he like because she actually assumed he was dead. You know what I mean?
that
Like
too. Yeah, that could be too.
maybe yeah, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
And
trying to make sense of whatever.
if you want to count the game as canon,
Ooh.
if you go back and listen to the Pamela Voorhees tapes, like they only looked for Jason for a very, very short time
Wow.
because there was like
It's
this
the
major.
50s, dude. I can't imagine it'd
No,
be
the reason is while they were watching him, this huge storm rolled in and they had to call off the search.
oh.
Not only that, I mean, even if like that lake is not huge, so I can't imagine them taking more than I don't know 2 weeks.
Oh, they probably wouldn't have
That
searched that long.
well, I give that time because that's like okay, check the woods while someone's dredging the lake. Like, just
Yo,
find if we don't find them, what do we do?
I guarantee we're gonna get so much more backstory, dude, with the whole like series coming out.
I would hope
Which
so.
is fine, dude. Like if they actually start with his death, like his drowning at the camp, like I want them to start in the 50s, dude. Like legit. I want that shit to go down and like maybe almost reboot it to where like Jason sees her still as a kid killing you know what I mean? Or get killed off or whatever. So then he survives. I don't know.
Ooh, wait, no, no, no. Just I'm gonna hit that real quick because then this could answer all those questions. Like if they did it here, maybe he didn't go
Right.
back to his mother because he saw her kill and was like, "I'm scared of my mother now."
Yeah,
That's
but
one
then he starts
possibility.
to I mean, they could explain everything. The story
That's
it's
what I mean. Like
yeah.
that could be one little bit of a
The fact that we're going
huh.
episodic, you can just make adds just so much fucking more
That's yeah.
bullshit
So
to it.
I'm curious, but yes,
All right.
let's continue.
I just hope
So
they don't go too Smallville on it.
they will. Um I'm sorry, but that's my call. I feel like that's just gonna happen. I'm still rooting for it, dude. I really am, but we'll see. Um Scuba's score was a 3.8, so I'm gonna throw that out there on top of Brody's 4 right now, just so we got it. All right. Chad Eddie, what do you want to let us know behind scene wise?
Okay, like I
Yeah,
said, this is fairly heavy, but I'll skip a lot of the unimportant stuff because
yeah. Do the juicy.
I mean we all know a lot of the backstories, and if people don't know, there's if there's anything I don't cover, there are so many. There's the Crystal Lake memories. There's his name was Jason.
Jason, yeah.
I also want to point out a friend of mine, the admin of the group Packanack Lodge on Facebook. His name is Ron Gann. He just recently wrote a book, and it just came out last month. It's called Sackhead: The Definitive Retrospective on Friday the 13th, Part 2. You can
Oh
find it on
damn.
Amazon. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I haven't gotten it yet, but everybody, it's getting really great reviews. It's a big seller, you know.
It's
So if there's anything we haven't touched on, by all means, check out his book.
so
Bobby,
the
No,
don't be
no,
doing that.
no,
Don't be
no,
or Bobby, not Bobby.
no, Brody, no.
Brody, no. Don't be doing that.
anyway, but so the name of the group you said is Packanack Lodge, Friday
Yeah,
13th, Part 2.
I am
yes,
not part of that, I don't think.
yeah.
I'm going to join that right now.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
really they give a lot of really good, useful information about the backstory and stuff. They go really in depth, and actually, there's quite a few things that I picked up off the pages I put in my behind the scenes that I'll get to. So when the film and this again, Brody said that the beginning part felt kind of unnecessary. It didn't really feel like it
Mhm.
going with the flow. That was actually filmed last.
Really?
The film was already done, and they called her in to do this. So when the filmmakers asked Adrienne King to reprise her role as Alice, she said she wanted to be on screen for a shorter period of time because there was an obsessive fan who was stalking her, broke into her apartment, and she feared for her life. And they also didn't even have a script for her. That was about almost 100% ad libbed. Her whole phone conversation was ad libbed.
Yeah,
Hey, it works.
she,
Yeah,
she
Fuck it.
she literally called it in the documentary a wham bam thank you ma'am day.
yeah. It was like what 2 days she filmed or a
So
day.
wait, isn't it like with her actual like truthful story right there? Isn't that what they were trying to go with 13 Fanboy? Like, isn't
Mhm.
that like the basis
Mhm.
of it? I'm pretty sure.
And that's why I'm surprised they actually got her to agree to be in that movie. I was afraid she might find it too personal, but
Well, I think that's what it was, and I think it was like I thought, and I could be wrong, that heard in an interview or something that like it was just another way of her personally dealing with it,
right.
which makes sense. So
And you got to remember, that was back in 1980. You know, they didn't have all these laws.
Fuck no, dude. It was way more Wild West town, dude.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All right, Chad Daddy. Anything else, buddy?
Yeah, in the scene, when Jason crashes into the window and grabs Ginny, the actor Warrington Gillette was actually hurt. He tried to break into the window, and he didn't break. He ended up banging his head really hard on the glass. Aw, poor baby.
Oh, damn.
No, never mind. I don't feel like getting hate for what I might say, but that's okay. So continue.
He's not very popular in the community.
Well, okay, it's not that he's not popular. And yes, you're right, but he's very nice.
I don't doubt that.
But my issue is he seems to be so full of himself. Like, yeah, I was Jason in part 2, and it's like you were Jason for literally 22 seconds. The man behind the mask is no longer with us, and that's been proven how many times.
Mhm.
It's
Isn't that Cardinal like fucking Ari, whatever his name is?
Mm.
Isn't he the same way?
Harry Lehman, yeah.
Yeah. Like he's super like up his own ass. He's like, I'm the first Jason. And then just, yeah.
he got drunk at that event in Blairstown.
Oh, I heard he was like photobombing everybody and like he was just being that guy.
I kind of get that impression.
Yeah.
Gotta get his hot sauce.
So, but yeah, continue.
Shot of the infamous double impalement was cut to avoid an X rating, yet a gory still photo of the censored shot appears in the back of the video cassette box. The footage of the censored portion was finally recovered in 2020 from an old VHS. The gore shots Carl Fullerton kept for his portfolio. I had a stroke there, and was included on the Scream Factory Deluxe edition of the films, which
Nice. Yeah, right. I still never picked those up. I probably should have, but
you really?
I'm not really a physical collector kind of guy. Like I already have them physically, technically, and digitally. So I'm like, do I need them again? Nah.
Coming from the man who has 3 of the box sets here, I got nothing to say.
Listen, no judge. I'm not judging by.
Oh no, I know you're not.
Saying, I feel like I have most of my DVD collection. I want to just take in a free box to fucking work and just give them out because I'm like, I don't fucking care anymore.
Fair
yeah, but it is nice to have them in case like you can't find a movie on digital or whatever on.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying I would give up my horror ones. I'm just saying all the rest of the fucking DVDs I don't watch anymore. Collected over the years. Anyway.
Okay. According to co-producer Dennis Stewart Murphy, the idea to have Jason wear a burlap sack over his head came from the costume designer who figured it was a type of readily available item Jason could have conceivably and easily procured.
I always kind of guessed, or at least hoped, that it was also a little homage to the town that Sundown. Yeah. But I mean that's fair. I still feel like it might not be ever said, but it definitely was. You know what I mean?
I deny it.
I could see it as both, but hey, I could also see it as the readily available.
It's like how part 3, like whoever came up like with the hockey mask part 3, they were like, "Yo, dude, I did not totally see Mad Max the week before, but you know what we should try to do."
I have still to this day never seen a hockey mask that literally looks like that.
Like the homunculus mask, dude, or whatever.
No, like Jason's mask.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like
the humongous mask. Yeah, I've seen that.
But yeah, dude, you're right. I mean, not that I was live in the 50s, but I'm pretty sure even if you look up 1950s hockey mask.
I'm actually going to do that as you continue. So
okay, the actors stayed in the cabins on set. John Fury, Bill Randolph, and Russell Todd came to Lauren Marie Taylor's cabin to play a prank on her. They scratched on her screen window, and she hyperventilated until she fainted.
Jesus.
Of course.
Wow. All right.
I mean, I can't say I wouldn't have done the same.
Yeah, right.
Okay, with Tom Savini unavailable, they turned to Stan Winston to deliver the gore for Part 2. Unfortunately, Winston was forced to leave due to scheduling conflicts, making way for Carl Fullerton. Within 5 years, Winston won an Oscar for his work on James Cameron's Aliens, and his Stan Winston Studios would go on to be responsible for the design work on Terminator, Alien, Jurassic Park, and the Predator series. After a decade in gore, Fullerton ascended to the A-list of Hollywood makeup effects with Glory, The Godfather Part 3, Silence of the Lambs, and Philadelphia.
I love how Godfather Part 3 is included in there. I'm not going to lie. I've only seen the first Godfather, and I couldn't sit through it, dude. It was
Same. It was boring to me.
My old man and I have argued before. He's like, "How could you watch a 3-hour fucking Marvel movie, but you can't watch Godfather?" I'm like, "Cuz, dude."
Because
I'm
stuff
like,
actually happens in the Marvel movies.
I'm like, Dad, listen. I'm like, I have ADHD, and whether you want to admit to it or not. I'm like, so the frantic bullshit that's happening in the Avengers movies keeps my attention. A bunch of fucking geezers sitting around a table talking for 3 fucking hours doesn't do shit for me, and I'm sorry. I know it's solid in plot. I ain't gonna say shit on that. It's just it's not for me.
Real quick before you go on. So
Go ahead. What we got,
that
Bob?
mask, the mask that Jason gets in part 3, I know we're not on part 3, but you said it. It was a real hockey mask,
Okay.
and it was made by
It's probably like what,
it was
1926?
no.
No, then the goalies
They-
didn't wear masks until like
they were made the mask was made by Jacques Plante.
Jacques Plant.
Yes. They were made in the late 60s until the company closed its doors in 1976. They were made of wide variety of styles, but it was basically a style. It was inspired by his styles, but if you look at it, it's Jason's mask.
All right, fair enough.
I'll send some pictures.
Thanks for the history update there, Bob.
Okay, during the scene where Jason's chasing Ginny and she jumps out of the woods, Steve Dash ended up falling on the pickaxe and breaking his ribs. Another time he was knocked out, and another time Amy Steele actually cut his finger while shooting the ending scene where she fights him with a machete. He ended up going to the hospital, still in full costume, getting stitches and returning to work.
Jesus, hold on.
What the fuck was that, John?
Somebody was rolling a chair above me.
Gotcha. This film has one of the longest pre-credit sequences in cinematic history, nearly 15 minutes in some versions.
Huh.
Wow. All right.
Okay,
What else did you see?
I'm gonna skip over. We all know about the alternate ending with Mrs. Voorhees' head opening her eyes and smiling.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Nah.
No.
You want it? Like, internally, you're always expecting something to happen, but I'm so glad it doesn't. You know what I mean? At least for me.
No, I want it.
In a break between takes, the cast and crew were highly amused when two girls attempted to use the telephone in the phone box, which Jeff and Sandra use in the film. The telephone was in fact fake, and the girls soon stormed off in anger, assuming that the phone was not working.
No shit.
I mean, I'd laugh.
All right.
The Packanack Lodge's central cabin was sold on eBay for $15,000 in November 2003, but that's not entirely true. I read that it didn't sell, and a private seller bought it and demolished it for a house. Yeah, Packanack is gone.
That's a dick move.
I mean, you just go play the game.
Well, the reason they tore it down is because they were getting too many tourists looking for it, and they just wanted to let private. They should have made it into a fucking museum. Is what they should have done.
Well, what they should have done also has been like, what was this house used for? Like, you can't find those whatever.
Dude, they could have made a killing. Just welcome to Packanack. Here's the tour,
bro. You literally make it its own little museum. You restore it exactly how it was, and you make some money while you can. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god.
Even if it's just during the summertime, you know.
Or you do it during October, scary month.
I feel like that's something where that'd be like, I mean, now it'd be so much more expensive, but it would be cool as fuck to like just rebuild. Like,
right.
It wouldn't be in the same spot, but you know what I mean? Like, if you could recreate it as best as possible. Dude. That's sad. All right.
Walt Gorney, who played Crazy Ralph, was seen many times walking around the set talking to himself. It's possible he did this just to get more into character.
Okay.
I believe that.
Method acting or something.
Originally had been intended for Amy Steele's character Ginny to die, but the producers decided someone needed to survive. They loved Steele's performance and wanted her to sign up for part 3. Her agent told her not to, stating she'd get better roles, and she chose to listen. Years later, she shared that she regretted that decision. While she did get a few other roles here and there, she largely left acting and instead became a marriage and family therapist. So she kind of became what Ginny was going to become.
All right.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, their original idea for part 3 would have been basically Halloween 2, with Jason chasing Ginny through a hospital.
Oh, ew. No. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't work. It was done good already.
Although that's going to kind of happen. Not. Yeah. Y'all probably know about that. Anyways,
Okay, Stu Charno played
really?
Ted. This sequel's comic relief character, much like the original Friday the 13th Ned, who's played by Mark Nelson. Then in part 4, Lawrence Monson played another character, comic relief character named Ted. The Friday films consistently reused character names throughout the series. There were 2 Pauls, 2 Terrys, 2 Sandras, 2 Vickies, 2 Scotts, 2 Marks, and that's just from the sequel. There were also 3 Tinas in part 4, 5, and 7, 2 Robins, 2 Joeys, 2 Eddies, and an Ed.
Well, that probably, dude, I am terrible with names, and that's probably one reason why I've never been able to honestly keep track of fucking Friday 13th victims, dude. 'cause
That
I'm
would
like,
make all the sense in the world.
oh my God, I did not. Wow. It's fucking brighten my day. Wait, so Teddy in 4, he was the one watching the porn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really long.
Teddy
porn.
Bear.
That
Imagine how
was,
many reels that porn must have been for how long he was watching that dude. Like,
that was,
that's
that
like
was,
a box,
bush,
bro.
that was bushy porn.
Yeah, it's all good, dude.
Of course. Go on.
Inside Jason's cabin, in addition to the severed head and clothing of Pamela Voorhees, there were 3 bodies on the floor: Terry, the sheriff, and the decomposing corpse of Alice. You can clearly see the ice pick still sticking out of her head, but she's otherwise unrecognizable, as even the clothes have rotted. Oddly, Pamela, who's been dead 2 months longer than Alice, faced less decomposition, and her clothing merely looks worn and dirty.
That always bothered me too.
It could be just the fact that Alice was laying on the more damp floor, and Jason would have taken better care of his mother's head.
I was gonna say Jason was like
Boy,
maybe like
true,
preserving
yeah.
it. Maybe he was like giving it like sponge baths and shit. Who knows? You never
That
know,
needs to be-
man.
that needs to be a deleted scene.
Honestly, I'm sad that we don't get. And I understand we like changed locations around the lake or the area and stuff. I'm just sad we never get his shack again.
I know, me too.
Like, I feel like his shack is a cool. I mean, maybe I get maybe you don't want to consistently bring it back, but I just wish they brought it back at least once. You know what I mean? Like, at least in 4, maybe or something. I don't know.
That reminds me, where you guys think the shack came from? I don't think Jason built it himself. I think he found
No,
it.
I think it was a
I
hunting
think
It was like a
shack.
whole.
He just
That's
took
what
it
I thought. It
over.
was like an old hunting cabin. Because there's no way Jason knows how to hang doors and windows.
My
I mean, it is pretty cobbed together.
But it also looks
But I
really
feel like
old
it
and
was
worn
probably.
down.
I feel
Wait.
like it was probably a rundown thing that he probably like beefed up to make it his home shed. You know what I mean? Like,
I think now I have an answer as to why you don't see that thing again. Remember, they found 8 bodies, right?
yeah,
That means that they probably tore his shack down and said, well, we don't want that up. That would make all the sense in the world.
yeah, I guess. I wish not though. I could see them just like putting, tape all over it and saying like, all right, this area is like restricted, but like that's not going to stop him.
Yeah, but I think that
I think they would have
that's-
burned it down.
Yeah, they probably
Okay.
got rid of it because they're like, we just had Camp Crystal Lake closed. They went in there. He did
They'd,
this.
they'd try to cover it up more than anything, so
Yeah.
they would just
That's
destroy it.
All right. Anything else, Chad Daddy?
The following scenes were cut from the film in order to avoid an X rating from the MPAA, which includes a close-up shot of Jeff and Sandra being double impaled while having sex in the bed, close-up shot of Crazy Ralph and the wire cutting through his neck, a scene at the very end where we are shown, Pamela's head opening the eyes, facing shot of Mark's face being split by the machete. Vicky's death had a few more frames of her bleeding from the mouth, and pans over to see another shot of Jeff's dead body.
Oh, damn.
Blood was trimmed from the shot of Jason driving the hammer in the cop's head. The flashback showing Mrs. Voorhees' decapitation was trimmed. Blood flow was cut from the shot of Jason driving an ice pick into Alice's head. Additionally, Jason turns her to the camera, revealing the ice pick tip exited through her nose with a look of shock is on Alice's face.
Ooh, nice.
Additional blood flow was cut from the shot of Jason slicing Scott's throat. And this is actually not true. Originally, the sex scene between Sandra and Jeff was longer and included full frontal nudity from actress Marta Kober, but when Paramount discovered she was underage, the scene was deleted completely. They've asked her and the actor who played Jeff about this, and they don't remember shooting that scene, which means that it probably is just one of those internet rumors that got started that it never actually happened.
Interesting.
Okay. That would make sense.
I mean, or they just never want to actually admit that they had an underage girl on fucking film.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know. I mean, they
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Right. Let's see. In one scene where Steve Dash was wearing the burlap flour sack, part of the flour sack was flapping at his eye, so the crew used tape inside the eye area to prevent it from flapping. He ended up with rug burns around his eye from the tape wearing through the rough flour sack material for hours.
Yeah, I
That'd be
could see that. That would
Yeah,
suck.
the double face tape. That shit hurts.
Oh,
Scott Bell gave him pink eye.
yeah, that would suck. Anything else, Chad Daddy, before we move it on?
Marta Kober was originally cast in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, but when producers realized she'd already been in Part 2 years earlier, she lost the job.
Boo.
Interesting as to why she would. Yeah, never mind.
When production was completed on Part 2, the cast and crew left the fake severed head of Mrs. Voorhees hanging from a tree, as well as the Camp Crystal Lake sign as a parting gift for the real-life camp owner, Lloyd Albin.
And he has that sign still.
Nice.
Yeah, that's worth some money.
While only 2 actors and stuntmen are officially credited as playing Jason, a total of 5 crew members actually portrayed the title role throughout the production. Steve Dash, Warrington Gillette, Jerry Wallace, production assistant, credited as the Prowler, who killed Vicky, Ellen Lutter, she's a costume designer who played Jason walking towards Alice's rental home in the beginning, so the legs were actually a woman, and Carl Fullerton, makeup artist, who portrayed Jason thrusting a spear into Jeff and Sandra.
Oh, shit. Wow. The many faces of Jason. All right.
So I think that's a pretty fair amount of behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, there's a ton of stuff out there, you know.
Word. All right. Okay. So, gentlemen, how did you watch this? What format?
Screen Factory Blu-ray.
Right.
All right. I watched my digital on Vudu, and yeah, it was fantastic.
Right on.
Douche of the film.
The cop.
I mean, he was.
No, I would
He
say
wasn't,
actually.
like,
I would say
overly
Scott.
douchey, but
I would say Scott. He took those girls' clothes, and he got priced for it. So
Yeah, but that was just he was kind of
gave him, like,
flirting.
back though, too. It was kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, here you go. Ha.
That was more of a case of flirting. That's
I mean, he was perving on her.
He was
pervert, but if you did that today, it would.
All depends on the right woman.
This is
yes,
true.
That's just what I was thinking.
God damn, she's hot.
Yeah.
It always low key annoyed me though that she just throws her pants back on, she's soaking wet, like.
Yeah.
But she dried her. She put a towel around her top.
But did she bring the towel or was it there? Because I swear to God, she didn't bring the towel.
I don't think she didn't have a towel on when she walked to the lake.
Yeah, like it did. Yeah.
Where did that come from then?
Right. It was just like hanging on the fucking lifeguard shack thing, dude, or something. That's what the wife and I were trying to figure out last night. I guess, you know, I'll go cop. He's just because he was like, "What? You're not going to reprimand him?" Fuck off, dude. Favorite kill, gentlemen?
Definitely Mark. The machete to the fucking face and it coming down the stairs.
Yeah, hands down. That's also. I have to agree with that one. It's the one that resonates the most in my head when I think of two.
I don't know. I like the claw hammer to the back of the cop's head myself.
That is nice. I wish we got a little bit more of that. Like,
yeah.
What you were saying, like the cutout part.
Nice. Yeah, you see blood spurting in the cut scene.
All right, good deal. Best scene, gentlemen.
The whole end, the whole scene from when Ginny and Paul get to the Packanack Lodge to the end. The whole chase scene, Jason running after her trying to fight back, kicking him in the nuts, everything.
Yeah, her definite fight back is like.
Yeah.
As for Final Girls, man, she definitely gives it. Which is great.
Yeah.
I might have.
Because it just works so well, just the way it was shot, you know, the music, everything. It just blended together.
I would have to say.
You know what? To lower it down, I'm going to go even more specifically when the whole like end shack scene, like her chasing it and all that good stuff. So I'm almost right there with you.
You know, I'll do the same. I'll cut it down to one specific scene, and that's when she uses the psychology on Jason and puts the sweater on.
Okay.
I would actually have to say the scene of Vicky's death, because I love that when he pops up from the bed, he just gets up slowly. You see his eye just so psyched out looking at her.
That is a good shot, dude.
I like that scene because it's really frightening. Because it really gives you the sense of Well, she ain't going
You know,
nowhere.
now that I mentioned the whole thing with the sweater, I love that that was thrown into the game, and that's how you have to kill him.
Right?
That is a great way. Yeah.
See, I like that scene that you're talking about, Bob, because it just shows also like how much Jason is a tactician. Like he knows, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's
No, you're
not,
right. Oh yeah.
That's why he's not like
and he's
mentally
not
handicapped like
dumb.
they would. No,
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, he's handicapped. It's like
it was never
he's
said he
literally
was.
just like fucked up on the face. That's only his issue. It's not like he's dumb
Yeah,
or
it
anything
was
like that.
never.
Like
It was never said that he was, stupid or anything, for
he's
lack of a
just
better word.
he's just scary to look at because it was the 50s. Ah! Uh,
Now he's even more scary to look at.
yeah,
Nothing
right.
left of him.
Well, machetes. Okay. Opening scene hook you in. What
That
opening
depends on the
scene?
part.
Let's say what opening scene are we saying here?
If we're
Initial.
gonna say that, if I were
I
to
would
say
say
opening,
everything before the credits roll would be considered the opening scene. So I guess it does, but
well,
it does kind of feel out of place, and it definitely drags.
I would say for opening scene, yeah, before the credits, but when she's on the phone call with her mom forward, that yes, I would say it hooked me in because I was curious as what's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess it was like it hooked me in, but then it kind of let me down because she died. It's like, oh damn, like all right, just killing there off. But I guess that just means like Jason's like, hey, no survivors. So
By the way, just want to throw this out there. Alice King now looks a lot like, now that she's aged, she looks a lot like Pamela Voorhees. They should get her to play Pamela in the TV series.
how fantastic would that
Ooh,
be?
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be great. I agree with that.
Okay. Well, I feel like they're gonna have different versions of Pam because they got to have young hot Pam, dude.
Yeah,
It's
it's gonna have to, jump through time periods.
Well, you got to have young hot Pam, dude, when Jason's like little. You know what I mean, dude? And, yeah.
Elf Pam.
Oh, dude, it's gonna happen, bro. You're be like, God damn it, dude, that sweater. All right. So, most attractive character. This is a tough one for me.
This is a tough one. I have a feeling we're all gonna say Vicky though.
Well, I'm going with Terry. I'm going with Terry and Vicky. I'm doing the two.
I was gonna say, dude, those are definitely my two picks, dude.
I like Terry, but Vicky.
Although Ginny is attractive too.
Oh God, yeah, Ginny's gorgeous, but
Can we just say all of them? Can we have one episode where we just go? We would do it all.
There's just something about Vicky though. I don't. She
You know
has
what it
that
is,
weird
dude?
No.
skin.
Okay,
It's
we're
the
gonna
doughy
pick-
eyes, dude.
It
No,
is. It really
not-
is.
No, it's not only that; it's the look she gives when she does that little spray of.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. Dude. I mean, she likes to ride face, so that's cool with me too.
All right, Vicky. Yeah, I'm saying Vicky.
And she's like, she's down to give the dude in the chair a shot, which means she's down to,
she likes doing most of the work.
she's not only that, but she's more open to things. Yeah, she's potentially more open to
It
things,
just.
You're horrible.
dude. Oh man, dude. It's. I think she is the cutest to me. Like Bob's pick, I think she's like hot in a different way. Like she's just like hot. But the other girl, like, I don't know, man. Them eyes, dude. She just fucking yep.
See, I feel like Terry would be the one that most people would gravitate towards because she has those really pretty blue eyes, right? And I would just be like, Vicky, how you doing?
Yeah.
I would be
You're
like, hey
cool.
Vicky, can you put on these glasses and this orange sweater? Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go with Vicky.
And say Jinkies.
Yes.
And say Jinkies, please.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm going Velma. I mean,
Was that on purpose?
yes, but no, that's what I'm going Vicky. So, all right, and then you said Vicky as well, and Terry.
Vicky, Terry, both. Yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Do. What do we got? Did the score set the mood? Of course. dude.
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. It's
I-
iconic. It's iconic.
Yeah. Best song. What were we playing in the bar?
I did like the song in the bar. I
The,
just don't know
the
the
song
name
at the
of it.
bar that did not match up to what they were actually playing. I still want to know what the original song was.
Yeah, that'd be nice to know.
Copyright issues, probably.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so favorite character.
Ted. I love the goofball Ted.
Ted was good. His lanky ass.
Honestly, Ginny.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ted, dude. Ted's because you know what? Like I said, Ted in the pursuit of ass saved his own life. So
Yeah.
Ass
This
and
is
more beer. By the way, how many fucking
most
beers
people
did he
die.
drink?
Most people die in the pursuit of ass in a Friday 13th, but
But
not
did you see
Ted.
the collection of bottles in front of him?
I,
He's a tall. I don't know, man. He puts
but
it
also
away.
the fact that he's asking the guy, "Are there after hour places around here?" Sure are.
Right?
Sure
Teddy's
are.
ready to fucking
Sure
party.
are.
I also got a kick out of how the bar had a casino.
Yeah. What the
Like,
fucking Porkies was that, dude? Like,
I saw that and I'm like, was that legal back then? Was that legal in Jersey?
I wondered myself, dude. Like, could you have just like
uh,
little shit in casinos?
I guess if you have a license, who cares?
Yeah, maybe. 81 was a different time. Wild West, like I said. Okay, so was it scary?
We've seen it a lot of times, but I would say yes.
Hey, I would say
Especially
yes for
especially
sure.
the scene where he pops up off the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that jump. You know what? That always got me as a jump
That
scare. So I will give it
when he's
that.
chasing Ginny and crashes through the bathroom window, and then again the jump scare at the end.
I would say it's definitely scary. I also say that's one we sometimes can't judge because we've just seen it how many times.
It is very. Yeah, it's kind of like we're
And like Brody said,
ruined.
it's very atmospheric too.
Oh yes,
Like it's
I
very
love it.
brooding and dark.
I'll give you that for sure. Okay, so that'll be. Oh yeah, we'll give you a yes. Does it hold up today?
Yeah,
For the
it
most
does.
part, I would say yes.
Aside
Um,
from like we've said and Brody said, it does drag on a bit.
Yeah, I feel like there could be a couple minutes cut out that
Yeah.
wouldn't matter, and be
and I
like,
would do,
okay, it's a little faster paced.
I would do it in that the beginning prologue. Cut at least 2 minutes.
Bro,
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if
Yeah.
yeah, easily. Okay.
Do you even need the prologue?
You probably don't. You really
Like you could just
don't.
jump into it.
Yeah, because like who cares? Like you don't Alice can just survive. You know what I mean? Like you could retcon that, dude. I bet the series does.
No, I don't think
You don't
so.
think?
No.
Nah, maybe not. You think they're gonna follow the movies to a T, or you think they're just gonna like get the basis and then just go on their whole fucking own rampant?
I think they're gonna go on their own after they get the
Probably.
backstory done.
Swear to God, if they bring in the Necronomicon, dude, I'm out.
All I'm gonna say is when we get there, I have an argument for that, but
No, that's fine.
We'll wait till we get there.
Listen, there always could be an argument for anything, dude.
That's true. Well,
That's
this
the-
one's actually
Yeah,
legit
because we never take sidebars at all, do we?
Yeah.
just remember one thing. There's not only one, and I'm not talking about Evil Dead.
No, I know. Okay, so acting, I'd say pretty
It's-
solid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I would say it's
I mean, a couple of people might have they seemed like they were the first couple, Blonde John Travolta and Hermione there.
Blonde John Travolta and Hermione.
Hermione. Oh my god,
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't know if
She's
you
got
are or
that
not.
tiny fuzzy hair, bro.
Oh
Like,
my god, that's classic. That's that's from now on. That's what they're going to be called.
yeah, I mean, like they're okay, but they're
Although she
they're also
definitely has,
kids.
she definitely
so,
has bigger tits than Emma Watson.
Oh yeah.
Emma Watson might have more ass though. I don't know.
I haven't paid attention enough.
Right. All right, gentlemen. Did you like the cinematography?
Yeah, like I said, there was a couple really
cool
good shots.
It was
Uh,
also
I'm-
very very crisp.
I think my favorite shot though was when it showed Jeff and Sandra and everybody else going into the lodge, and then it just waits there for a few seconds and you see Jason's shadow moving across the pool.
Yeah,
I
doing
like
the
that.
Bigfoot thing.
Yeah,
You know what? I gotta say, shout out to Jason doing the Bigfoot across the road move in front of the sheriff.
yeah, that was great.
He's doing a Sam Squatch impression. He's like, "Hey, check me out."
It's like
And I
the
gotta say,
Patterson
man,
thing.
that cop like had great situational awareness, or he was a great tracker because Jason was definitely the fuck out of there before that cop even kind of caught up to the shack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe you can
but-
figure out the general direction Jason was going, so it couldn't have been that.
I mean,
hard.
like I'm saying, he was probably, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, unless you see all the leaves moving and shit. But we only just saw pictures of him running at the camera, so you never really know.
It's true.
All right. And did we like the premise? Yeah, dude. It's the
Yes.
sequel.
Yes.
It brings Jason into it, and Jason's the big bad guy now. So fantastic.
Ge-
And we get a better cast of characters, like we said earlier. Yeah, all
And,
around.
and like The Burning, these felt like actual real people too.
Yeah, this was actually, dare I say, and I might get some hate for this one, sequel is better than the first one.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, this is a Terminator
In, ter-
2 situation,
in terms of
depending on how you want to.
pacing and everything, yeah, it pretty much is.
Right. Okay, recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Rewind.
Bitch.
Rewind.
And we already kind of got it a little bit in a remake, a
Mhm.
reboot, a little bit. So, okay, gentlemen, we're gonna rate this bitch. Brody started us out with a 4. Scoob came in with a 3.8. Bobby,
I'm also going to go with a 4.0.
4.0. Ted Daddy,
4.25.
ooh, 4.25.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Johnny,
I'm gonna go with a 3.75. Sorry, boys. I know it's the lowest, but it's not low.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Still going to give
okay.
us a really good score.
Yes. So divide that bitch by 5s. That is going to be well, hot damn, actually, because it rounds up from a 3.96, we're gonna make it a 4.
All right.
well, there you go. Actually, so once again, Brody has predicted.
Fucking yeah, right. All because of the rounding. All right, so that is a 4 for 1981's Friday 13th Part 2. Chad Daddy, what are we covering next week, homie?
Next week is Bobby's first real pick of the year. We're watching Body Melt, a movie I have no idea anything about it whatsoever. I'm guessing people melt.
It's nice. It's a nice little sick body.
So it's a
horror.
1993 movie, horror
Yes, it is.
sci-fi. It is on Tubi and Vudu for free, so fuck yeah.
All right.
Who do we got in it? We got Ian Smith, Neil Full. I have no idea who these fucking people are.
It was an Australian production.
Oh, so Brody's going to love that then.
My first
Sure.
real pick of the year.
He loves Austin.
Gerard Kennedy, Andrew Dotto, Ian Smith, Regina. Interesting. Stage 1, hallucinations. Stage 2, organ failure. Stage 3, body melt. All right. Well, I've never even fucking heard of this movie, so I'm ready for a ride.
That's why I chose it. I'm like, I've seen it, but I wanted something that they're definitely like, I have no idea what this is. And I'm like, you can love it or hate it. I know it's still gonna have some gross shit.
I like that, the fact that it's horror sci-fi, dude, because I'm always into some shit like that.
Brody says win a chicken dinner, so I knew he'd be on board.
Hell yeah.
That's saucy.
I know, man. I feel like we almost do need to do some more Australian films, dude. Like, maybe I should take some of mine. Like,
I mean, put it this way: if we do, all I can tell you is this is an Australian film. They get gross.
he literally
literally
just
what Brady
said
just
that.
said.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, no. So Brody, they get gross over there, dude. Like, we think Japanese horror sometimes is gross. Australia's got some gross shit. That's all I can say.
I mean, it makes sense, dude. I mean, just look at their fucking animals that they have to deal with, man.
Right?
You got
yeah, and every
boxing
insect that-
deer, spiders that
insects
will eat you,
can
and-
kill you and eat you.
Right?
Like, yeah,
Like-
you know.
I mean, the
But-
fact that the deer want to fight, dude. That's
Dude,
just
there is a meme of somebody that saw a cow eating a snake and said, "How fucked up is the food chain over in Australia?"
right. Hey,
Apparently enough
if the
that you-
cow had a chance, he would eat you.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's right.
Ooh, that could be a good movie.
So body melt. All right, so we gotta let
Simpsons
Scoops
did
know
it.
that. That's right. I'm excited, dude. I've never heard this movie. The cover looks like perfect 1993 style cover art. I'm fucking digging it, dude.
I think I discovered that movie through Instagram because there's a channel I follow and they always show like little tidbits of movies. And the scene I saw, I'm like, what the fuck is happening to this person? And just go by the title for what you think I saw. And I looked it up and I'm just like, oh, this is gross.
I
Bro,
remember
this is
reading
100% Red Tomatoes on.
Really?
It's
Was it
only got
based on, like,
5
one
It's
rating?
got 5 reviews, dude. But still, I was like, Brody might be one of them. I bet he's orchestrator of the storms. That's probably him. He gave it 100%. Or no. I don't know. Yeah, it says audience scores of 31%, but
That's not good.
Dude, the 5 film critics, quote unquote.
I don't know, man. Usually, whenever like audiences don't like it, that's usually something we end up loving.
Is it? I feel like it can kind of go either way on any movies because I feel like a lot of times, like if the critics love it, I usually hate it.
Yeah,
Where
but
it's like audience,
this is 5 critics, and one of them is Brody.
what? Right. The thing is, though, like it's in that weird state. What I say it was like 31% or whatever. It might be so bad it's good.
I'm hoping.
You know what I mean? It could be that weird.
It's kind of like Ticks or something.
Brody said Vinegar Syndrome released it last year. No shit. Okay.
Yes, they did.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the copy online or on all the streaming sites and shit.
I hope so. I don't want to see some shitty ass copy.
Word.
Like fucking.
Well, if you, I
Prom
think
Night
if,
2,
well,
that I won't
if
say
you
her
also
name.
want to listen, if you also want to find it, probably at maybe a decent better, it is on Prime.
Yeah, I mean you could run it on that shit. But that's what I'm saying though. If it's on Prime, dude, if it's on Vudu, that's gonna be the same quality. So, all right. So that's gonna be a fun episode. Anything nerdy to discuss, gentlemen?
There's a lot nerdy to discuss, gentlemen.
You go for it.
Well, of
Go
course,
ahead.
we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the Flash trailer dropped last night.
Ah.
Oh, dude, that was fantastic.
Dude, I had such a nerdgasm watching it.
I watched that while pooping this morning.
Nice. I was not expecting it to look as good as it looks. I mean, and I didn't even realize this until I saw a screen grab from the trailer. But Batfleck is rocking the '80s blue and gray Batman suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't notice it.
I think, dude, it looks fantastic.
It
like
does.
I'm not gonna, and I know you haven't been a huge DC well, no, because you said you haven't watched most of them, right? Or you?
I've watched a few of them. I haven't gotten really deep into it because I got to find time to watch the Snyder cut.
Dude,
That's
that
gonna be on our-
took me 2 sittings. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna fuck.
that's that. I'm figuring that's going to be 2 cities
Like
for me too.
it was good. I enjoyed it for sure. But yeah, man, the Flash trailer. Holy fuck, dude! My little kid Batman fucking boner was going straight off when Keaton showed up, and like I was like, oh my god, dude, he still looks so good in it. He still looks so good in it.
He
does.
comes out and Ezra Miller's like, holy crap, you're. He's like, yeah, I'm Batman.
Right?
I was like, yeah.
I'm interested to see how it ends. Like,
Dude.
I don't want to rush to it, but like, if this is truly to keep and to restart the universe, I want to see where it's.
Dude, they
go.
freaking brought back General Zod. How cool was that?
I know, and I'm digging Supergirl, man.
Same.
Like, I think she looked fucking badass.
I didn't
So,
think I'd like her just from
the
I didn't
original
think
design concepts, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
like
I get
that
it.
she wasn't a blonde. She didn't have the traditional Supergirl outfit.
No,
but I
she
think
looks
this is
fucking-
I think it looks really cool.
It looked.
She's gonna be
dope, dude.
badass.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that one. What else we got, nerdy gentlemen?
We also got the second trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That also, I saw it last night. Yeah.
I don't watch
I-
usually second trailers. First one, and that's about it.
I kind of get the impression that at least one or two of the Guardians are gonna die.
I figured that was gonna happen anyways, probably. But
I'm almost, and I would say I'm gonna bet money that definitely Drax.
Yep.
And possibly Peter.
yeah,
I
I
there's-
was thinking if it was gonna be what's her name with the antennas, his sister there.
I don't know
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's a scene
Mantis,
of them
Mantis.
carrying Quill's body.
I
But
mean,
that
I
doesn't
didn't watch the
understand.
trailer. I'm only just guessing off of my own
And I
Yeah.
heard there's a possibility that Rocket dies as well.
Ooh. Well, I mean, Rocket watched Groot die, I guess, kind of in the first one. So
Yeah.
they kind of like go full circle.
He
on
watched
it.
Groot die twice.
Well, yeah, true.
I am Groot.
Groot's
No,
looking all
no,
beefy in this
no.
fucking one, dude.
I am.
Groot's all fucking like thick coming in,
He's
dude. He's
swole.
like, yeah, he's looking like the fucking Thing, like Wood Thing.
See, I don't know about that look because he has like this big, huge hulking body, but he still has like this baby head.
Yeah, it's
The
kind
head
of,
does not look proportionate.
That's what a lot of people
I know,
sometimes
because
in life.
usually it's the other way around. Because if you look at kids, like their heads are huge and their bodies are tiny, and they usually have to grow into their head.
That's my son.
That's
My
most
son
dude,
Cameron. My son Cameron has like a human size head, and it's solid. It's rock solid.
right? It doesn't make any sense. You're like, it's like a fucking weeble wobble, bro. Like, what are you?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Uh,
What else we got, nerdy homies? Anything?
I mean, I don't actually have anything. So whatever Chad's got going
I think
on,
that was all that I really want to touch on was those two.
nothing too much in the
You know
horror
what?
realm. Like
What did I see on
that's
Bloody Disgusting? It was
that's
something
kind of
about
worthy.
was action figures. Was there more figures dropping? There's something weird.
Let me check real quick while you guys discuss. But I don't remember seeing anything recently about any figures.
I could be wrong. I could be way wrong. on that,
Uh,
dude.
none that I saw. No.
Yeah, I honestly I do not have anything nerdy. I was a busy boy today, so I didn't get to really like scope out the net.
Yeah,
But-
I don't really have much aside from what we just discussed. There is a Crystal Lake reunion going on this year at the original Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh,
Some-
really?
A good part of the original cast is showing up. Excuse me. So far, scheduled appears Adrian King, Robbie Morgan, Deborah Hayes, Ron Milkel. Is that how you say it? From
Probably.
part one. He was the cop. He was the dickhead cop in the first one. They're all from the
Wow.
first one. Harry Manfredini, Amy Steele, John Fury, and Russell Todd, all from part two. So far,
Okay.
Interesting.
and that would be. Let's see, when is that? It says June 2nd or 3rd, so I'm guessing it's both days. So yeah, first weekend of June, they're doing a reunion at the original camp.
Oh, I think the trailer dropped where I didn't get to watch, but the new Children of the Corn trailer I think dropped, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it did. Now that you mention it, it did, and it looks
Meh.
good. But
Did you both
not a
watched
big-
it? I haven't watched it.
didn't.
so,
I don't want to watch it because I don't care about Children of the Corn, to be honest.
yeah, I was
I
never.
mean,
a
I
big-
hated the original, so I'm just saying if they can make it better, I'm might be more intrigued.
I don't see how they can make it much worse.
Dude, the first one was so boring.
It is. It really is. Like when you're a kid, you see it seems so scary, but you grow up and you watch it.
I
you're
didn't think it was scary when I was a kid.
like, I did.
I thought
Kinda.
I thought the third one was scarier.
I've never seen any.
That's
of them
when they
past the first
start
one.
like bringing in the farm equipment, dude, and fucking people up with that shit.
Yeah, that's where they really started to
Because
get.
isn't that where they use
better.
the corn husker, dude, and they got the people like
It's
and they,
it's either
Yeah.
either 3 or 4. It's one of those two.
I don't know if I might have seen 4 in the marathon like when I was a kid, but yeah. Let's see. So yeah, that dropped, and Dead Island 2 drops a week early. So if you're into the zombie, the first one was fantastic.
Yeah,
So-
it was really fun.
dude, I still remember the trailer. The trailer was so fucked up. It was that reverse play of like that little girl getting like thrown out the window and shit. Yeah, and then that's all I got, gentlemen. So
I don't have much either.
I got nothing.
Honestly.
cool. All right, well then we will wrap this shit up. Before we do that, just remember next week, Body Melt, 1993. Watch that shit. It's on Tubi, Vudu, or anywhere else you can find it.
Yes.
Yes.
So, all right, Chad Daddy, you want to start us off?
I'd be delighted. This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, saying, tune in next week for Body Melt, bitches.
This is your Killing Machine Bobby Ramone saying, get ready to body melt next week. It's a gross one.
Hell yeah. And this is your Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying adios, Gorehounds, and remember, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Suck my balls.
Big
Brody,
penis.
we love you.
Suck my balls.
Jesus, penis.